pets can both be unpredictable, and sometimes the two do not mix.
And with the start of summer, more kids will likely be out, likely running into dogs, and there's always a danger that they could be bitten. KOIN News 6 reporter Casey Montoya is live at Juergens Park in Tualatin with a look at this problem. Hey, Casey.
Good morning, Mike and Jenny. Well, it is. The weather is nicer. Kids are going to be out of school, and there's going to be more chance for interactions between people and children and dogs, and that means an increased chance for a dog bite. Now, we're going to show you exactly what we're talking about here when it comes to dogs that get a little aggressive. You see, you think a dog is nice and cute and sweet, and then they turn out to be vicious like that. 4.7 million people bitten every year, but big dogs and little dogs. And I have Al Holzer from Barkbusters with me this morning to talk about the numbers. It's something that you hear about, but usually with the mailman, but it's a bigger problem than that.
Good morning. It is a very big problem. Almost 5 million people, as you said, bitten by dogs. 800,000 people need medical treatment every year. About half of the bites are with children, and more than half usually occur in the owner's home, okay? And what happens is, unfortunately, is we think of dogs as part of our families, okay? We love our dogs, and we feel betrayed, we feel hurt, we feel scared when our dog bites. A lot of people think that it's just the large dogs, you know, the pit bulls, the Rottweilers, and the Dobermans of the world that are biters, and any dog can bite. Any dog can be aggressive.
As you just saw by a little Chihuahua. Now, we're going to talk about why they do this, but tell me a little bit more about what the reason is that you guys do some of this training. Isn't it to prevent them from biting?
Yeah, a lot of people that call us, their dog has bitten them. Interestingly, you know, we'll get calls from people who say, I was walking to the fridge in the middle of the night and I accidentally stepped on my dog's tail, okay? The dog bit him. The dog was otherwise a very sweet family dog. So dogs can bite for a variety of reasons. We're going to get into all those reasons. And key to all of this is making sure that the owners are the leaders of the pack, so the dog doesn't feel like he or she has to be in that role.
And we are going to talk about that next hour. Coming up at 5:30, we're going to get inside a dog's head and find out why they turn from a sweet, nice little dog into a vicious one, just like that. Mike and Jenny?
Interesting, Casey. Thanks for the report. Click It or Ticket program, the story after the break.
And Oregon is not alone in setting records for the stifling temperatures. The pools are welcome relief in Arizona. We'll have more on their record-breaking heat, plus Tim's full forecast in 5 minutes.
And it's Dog Bite Awareness Week across the country, and whether you have a dog or not, some very important safety tips you should know. That's coming up after the break.
You might have asked, who let the dogs out? The weather was ideal for walking dogs and kids. And while it's natural for your children to want to pet the dogs, not every dog agrees.
KOIN News 6 reporter Casey Montoya joins us live from Juergens Park in Tualatin with a closer look. Casey, what causes dogs to go from sweet to aggressive?
Well, we are going to go inside the head of a dog right now. And Mike, you hit it right on the head. Kids want to walk up to dogs because they like them and they're cute and they think they're going to be playful, but they are not always. And Al Holzer joins me again from Barkbusters. Now, once we can kind of understand a dog's thinking, it can help us to prevent being a victim, basically, right?
Yeah, the key is really, when we go into a home, is figuring out what are the causes, what are the root causes of the dog's aggression. And there are a number of them, but the primary cause is typically fear. Dogs have something called the fight or flight response under stress. And when they're stressed out, they either want to run away or they might get aggressive, fight, okay, and bite. So trying to get to the root cause of it is key for us. Number one is usually fear predominantly, but another key factor is what's called dominance. If a dog thinks that it is the pack leader, okay, if the dog thinks he or she is running the show in the house, then a lot of times the dogs will have some dominant aggression. And that usually shows up when an owner's trying to get the dog off the furniture and the dog might growl or bite. Sometimes in a couple situation, if the man tries to kiss the female in the family, the dog might attack the male. Okay, we've seen that. So there are a lot of reasons for dog aggression. Some of the other reasons include possessiveness, territoriality. Sometimes when dogs are in pain, they can be aggressive. So if a dog gets hurt, it's really important to be careful because a lot of times the dog will bite when the dog is hurt. So there are a number of reasons why dogs have aggressive behavior.
Now, we're not going to be able to prevent kids from wanting to ever walk up to pet a dog because they think they're cute or look sweet. And coming up in the 6 o'clock hour, we're going to show you the right way and the wrong way to approach a dog if you want to go up to them. Mike and Jenny?
Casey, how should we act if an unfamiliar dog approaches us?
Well, we are going to show you how to approach a dog right now. You know, a lot of times your kids are at parks and they see dogs and they want to run up to them to pet them because they look nice. Just like Raleigh here, looks so nice and friendly. I just want to go pet him. But Al, you say it's not always a good idea.
That's true. I mean, you really need to be thinking about the dog and the owner. Does the owner have control over the dog? Okay. When you're first approaching a dog and an owner, one of the things you want to do is you want to ask the owner's permission. You want to make sure that the owner's, you ask the permission. Is the dog friendly? Can I pet the dog? Okay, if the owner says the dog is friendly and you can pet the dog, you still need to be careful. Okay?
And these are things that we need to teach our kids too, right?
Very, very important to teach your children this, okay? And so if your child and you are approaching a dog and the owner says the dog is friendly and it's okay to pet the dog, you want to make sure, number one, that you're not hovering over the dog, okay? Leaning over the dog can give the dog fear, okay? And as we talked earlier, fear can cause aggression. You don't want to stare at the dog.
Okay.
Okay, staring at the dog is a challenge to a dog, okay? So you don't want to stare at the dog.
Let's have you walk up and show us the right way to approach Raleigh here.
So with Raleigh, Dick, is it okay if we pet Raleigh?
Yes.
Good. Raleigh's a sweet dog. So I'm not going to stare at Raleigh, and I see Raleigh is acting relaxed, so his tail is wagging, okay? Tail wagging is not always a sign of relaxation.
Right.
So a loose tail wagging is fine. I'd approach Raleigh from the side and just pet him on the side, okay?
At first.
I wouldn't come in and pet him on the head,
Right.
okay, which is going to be seen by a dog as a threat. So I want to pet him on the side and say, sweet boy, oh, you're such a sweet dog, Raleigh.
And I think he likes it, Al.
And I think he does like it. But
Okay.
you really want to be smart about how you approach a strange
Don't
dog.
go for the head and always ask.
Correct.
Okay, well, coming up in the next half hour, what happens if Raleigh or another dog comes up to you unexpectedly? We're going to show you how to react, and we're going to put all these tips on our website, coin.com. Mike and Jenny?
Rocky, our dog, freaks out, completely spazzes. KOIN News 6 reporter Casey Montoya is live in Tualatin. Casey, what do dog owners need to know if to have their pet get along with other dogs?
Well, I have one of those crazy dogs too. Now, what we're talking about right now is I'm going to show you what you do if a strange dog happens to approach you. There is something that you can do to kind of prevent getting hurt, right, Al? Show me, you told me earlier how to stand.
Yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at Raleigh, who is certainly a sweet dog. But if a strange dog came running up at me, or I had a child with me, or just in a child, your first instinct is to run away, turn around and run. Don't do that.
Don't run.
Now, stand still. Face the dog and stand still. You might want to put your hands in front of you to just cover your vital areas, okay? And what you want to do is not give the dog eye contact.
Okay.
You want to be uninteresting.
Okay.
Dogs will usually run up to you and scent you. They see the world through their noses, okay? Their noses are very powerful. So they might scent you, they might even butt you with their nose. Stand still. 99% of the time, the dog will leave you alone and run away. If a dog knocks you down and is that aggressive and knocks you on the ground, curl up into a fetal position, cover your head with your hands, don't move.
And what if the dog just keeps biting you and attacking you? Are you supposed to just sit still?
The dogs usually will stop, okay? Obviously, if you're really being attacked, there's not a heck of a lot you can do if you have a big stick or something like that. But the odds are you will be much better off if you just don't move and you curl into a fetal position and cover your head and your head area with your hands.
But it doesn't have to get this bad necessarily.
Rarely,
like you said, don't run though. Kids don't know that, I don't think either. Don't run from a dog.
Dogs react to reactions. They react to kids running. They react to kids riding a bike.
Right.
Those kinds of things. Don't run away.
Okay, Al Holzer from Bark Busters. Thanks for all the helpful tips this morning. And we're going to put so much more and things on what you can do if your dog doesn't necessarily get along with other dogs at the park. We'll put all of that on coin.com. Mike and Jenny, back to you.